My name is Ebony Porter, and I'm going to be sharing my praise report on how I was able to be a light to my brother. So my brother and I are 6 years apart, and when he turned 18, he moved to a different state, and we lost touch for a few years. And finally, he reached out, and we tried to restore that connection that we had. And we would just talk from time to time, nothing deep or too personal. But this year, actually, he called me one day, and my phone was on silent, and it was dying, and I just didn't want to be bothered, so I sat it on my bed, and I went on about my business. I was actually painting my nails and listening to a sermon on YouTube, and the sermon had come to an end, so I got up to click the next video, and I saw my phone screen light up, and I answered it, excited but nervous at the same time, because I hadn't heard from him in so long. I didn't know if it was something bad had happened or if he was just calling to talk. And it turns out he was just calling to talk. And so we stayed on the phone for hours, and in the conversation that we had, he was telling me about all of the different things that he had experienced growing up. And being so young at the time, I didn't remember it, but it just made sense as to why he was the way he was. And I respected him for even being strong enough to still just keep on going, but at the same time, I saw that he wasn't necessarily going in the best direction. So I tried to minister to him the best that I could, and he was sharing with me some of the experience that he had, close to death, near-death experiences, and it amazed me that he's still here. And I told him, you're here for a purpose. It's not by accident. It's not by coincidence. You have a destiny that you have to fulfill, and God has spared you more times than one. And we just continued to have this conversation, and I was encouraging him to seek the Lord and telling him, just of all the goodness that God has done even for me. And he would give me all these reasons as to why he couldn't start now. And I told him to find a church home, but I can't until this happens. I won't be able to do it until that happens. And I tried to tell him, first of all, God knows you. He knows your ins and your outs. He designed you. He created you. You can't hide from God, whether you're at home or whether you're at church. He sees your every move. So what are you waiting for? And secondly, if you feel like you're not worthy enough to step into the house of the Lord, or whatever the case as to why you can't do it now, once you make the decision to follow Christ, the rest will follow. If you have an addiction, God will heal you from that addiction. If you have whatever it is, whatever it was that he was struggling with, I said, you just seek the Lord and the rest will follow. And so I was encouraged by him, and he was encouraged by me, and I was just blessed that he was receptive and that I could, hear the excitement and the joy in his voice. And I'm excited, and that is my praise report. What's your praise report?